Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you something that's kind of special to my heart. It's a place that has no fancy hotels, no fancy restaurants, no fancy houses, but yet it has hospitality like no place that I've been. So let's check it out.
Hey, Vern.
So the place I'm talking about is called Kalindigan, and it's just on the other side of the river from Dumaguete. I'll give you a backstory a little bit so you can kind of get an idea from where I come from and why I probably have avoided this area for a very long time. So I grew up in South Minneapolis, and the house and the community that I lived in was probably from around the 1900s to the 1920s time frame. So the houses were somewhat old at the time. And at that area, we would have been considered a lower middle class income. We weren't totally poor. We weren't really well-to-do. It was a struggle for our families to get through. Now, what I noticed is that if there were areas that were of a lower grade or quality neighborhood than our neighborhood, it was usually something to be avoided because there was the fear of going to a new community and not being accepted, maybe getting your ass beat. That was always an option for going into those areas where maybe you didn't belong. So often we tend to avoid the areas that look sketchy to us, that look scary. Most of the people that I knew, we just stayed clear of those areas. Now, when I came to Dumaguete, I'd spent maybe over a year doing photography in the area, and I wanted something different. I wanted to get out, I wanted to do something a little more raw, a little more edgy. And so I kind of started to push outside into the areas that weren't as nice looking, just for something different. And so I made it into this community on the other side of the river. And what I discovered was that, yeah, it was kind of scary for me because it didn't look super nice. But what I found was the people were super nice. What I expected is to be rejected and to be seen as an outsider, but it was not the case. The people treated me like a king. They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to say hi. They wanted to smile. They wanted to make me feel like I was somebody. And I don't get that going to the city. I didn't get that in Dumaguete so much. I didn't get that in my own community, in my own home. And I sure as heck didn't get it in the nice, clean cities. So I went to this area and I started taking photos. And I found some really good photos. And I found a lot of people that just wanted to sit and connect to me. They wanted to know who I was. They wanted to know where I was from. They wanted to know about me. And to me, I felt very flattered. And I left with a really good sense of well-being. And it surprised me because it was completely of what I thought I was going to expect from my upbringing. I had to unlearn what I thought I knew. And that was a real eye-opener. So a little time had passed, maybe 3-4 months. And I'd played some live music outside. I was kind of experimenting where to play. And I didn't really want to play where I felt the people would have a lot of critics. And I thought, these people really treated me good. Maybe I'll just show up there one night. And so I did that. I packed up my car and it was dark. It was about 6:30. And I picked a spot just right down from the pier where I did my video. And I set up my gear. I fired up my generator and I started rocking out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the people were so appreciative that I did that. And they're like, oh, I wish you could have come earlier because we have to sleep. We have to get up at 3 a.m. We're fishing. And so it was just a really, really good experience. And I found more connection and humanness in that area than I have found in most of the Philippines because I had just stayed in the quote safe areas, the areas where my mind thought would be of a good value to me. I didn't realize that I could get so much more going outside of that. So what it really taught me was just because people don't have much, they don't have a lot of money, they're poor, doesn't mean by any means that they're not good people or nice people. The people that I encountered, they would have given me what they had to connect with me. They would have shared a meal with me, no problem. Even if they didn't have much to share, that was their heart to them. That was their joy. It brought them so much joy to connect to me. And that was like, wow, I felt like Elvis Presley came to town. And I'm just a guy. I'm not anybody special, you know? And so I went to fly my drone here the other day, and the same thing. I get off my motorbike, I set up for a minute, and I don't know how many of these people remember me, but this guy, he come out, and he's like, oh, come sit with us, come sit with us, come sit with us. And they had a few beverages before their morning lunch. And yeah, but the point of it is they wanted to connect to me. They wanted to be a part of who I was, and that was important to them, and they weren't gonna let me say no. So what can you tell us?
Yeah, thank you for in this day. So
Thank you for visiting our place.
Ah, you're very welcome.
They commit you.
So these guys are the fishing guys
Yeah.
here in Dumaguete.
Thank you for my visiting.
Yeah.
I watch it later.
Say, oh. Yeah, no.
I gotta film these guys
no.
first.
Just stay with him.
So tell me your guys' names.
Thank you for visiting.
Very welcome. Very welcome. So that
I am Libby.
nice, nice to meet you guys.
Oh,
So he's got the fish, the raw fish. What do we call the fish?
Yeah.
Masay ngalan na.
Malusog.
Okay, cool.
Malusog. Oh.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you
try
very
to.
much.
Thank you guys.
Try
You're very
to
welcome.
chill with them. Yeah,
I will.
yeah, I know.
So tell me your guys' names. Your
Yeah,
guys.
I'm Jason.
Jason, nice to meet
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Jason.
nice to meet you, Jason. Nice to meet you, Mitch.
Very nice, you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Alright, come on. Sorry, hello.
We doing good?
Yeah, we're doing good.
All right, you're a good filmmaker.
You guys, Smith?
You're gonna have
Alright,
your own YouTube channel.
yeah. Alright. Oh, kuha mo upat. Smile. Mamaon, marag igsuon. Alright. Oh, baby. Alright. Just get vlogger. Alright. Come on.
And although I didn't drink, because I don't normally drink, I did try some of the raw fish, which was pretty good. They really were adamant on me to try that, and I did that. And I had a really great time. My takeaway from this is, if you go to a foreign country, you're never really going to know what experiences you can have unless you push against those boundaries that you have in your head. And some of the boundaries that you have that you grew up installing for your personal safety, they may not be as valid somewhere else as they were in your area. And they could be more valid in some other area. It could be more dangerous, but consider you could be losing out on something of a great value. All right? And so that's what I wanted to share with you today. And a big thank you to the people in the Kalindigan area. Now, I have done a video of the people there. There was a fire video that I had taken maybe 8 months ago. They had a big fire there. So my Click and Picket channel, you can look at that if you're curious about the area. They had a really tragic fire and they lost a lot of homes there. And so I was there for that. I did my fishing village video at there, and I met the cousin of Noah, believe it or not. So I've had some really, really, really good human touching experiences there. Things that if I hadn't have pushed that boundary, I would have never knew that was possible. Okay, so go against sometimes what you think might be scary, because sometimes beyond that fear is more joy than you could have imagined. All right, so thanks guys.
Alright, all of us. Alright, hello everyone. Let's get vlog in here.
Hey, Vern.